Hello, everyone. This is Mystic Goddess with your general reading. So, today we're going to see how the person who is thinking about you truly feels about you currently. This reading is for everyone of every zodiac sign, so feel free to switch the energies around as needed. All right, so let's go ahead and get into these messages. Give me messages, please, Holy Spirit, for everyone that watches this reading. When it comes to the person who is thinking of my viewers, what are that person's true feelings toward my viewers currently when it comes to love? What are that person's true feelings toward my viewers currently when it comes to love? Two more shuffles. All right. So let's see what comes out here. All right. So at the bottom of the deck, we have authenticity. So they're viewing you as someone who's living in your truth or someone who's not holding back. For some of you, this person could be thinking back on how things used to be between the two of you. Yeah, it's like they know that you were being your authentic self. I feel like there could have been a point in time in the connection when this person may have questioned your intentions, or they could have even wondered how they were able to get someone like you in the first place. But overall, they're realizing that you were genuine all along. With sexual desire being here, someone could want to make up with you through an intimate encounter. For some of you, this person is having sexual fantasies about you, or they could be pleasuring themselves to thoughts of you. We have best self here as well. So if you have been intimate with this person, they feel as though you are the best that they've ever had. They're also looking at you as someone who has brought out the best in them. Wow. So they're realizing their faults, and it's giving energy of them trying to connect with their higher self. So they could be doing a bit of soul searching as of now. For some of you, I feel like this person was quick to point out certain things that you were doing wrong in the connection. Um, it's coming out like they may have been doing that to distract from their own faults, their own insecurities. For some of you, this person may have wanted you to build your life around them, or they wanted to be the center of your world. Some of you could have very well have prioritized this person when they were not giving you that same energy in return. I do feel like they have an unhealthy obsession with you. There's something about you that's different from anyone else that they've ever dated. It's like they're focused on you. Their energy is attached to you, and it's causing them jealousy. Jealousy is consuming their mind right now because you are the best that they've ever had. Even if the two of you were not intimate with each other, you're just able to connect with this person like no other. That could be a reason that they sabotage the connection between the two of you. It's because you were consuming them, even though you were not aware of it. Hmm. For some of you, this person is afraid to lose you permanently. It's also giving energy of them not being able to see life without you. Wow. So they want you all to themselves, okay? But at the same time, I feel like they don't want to do right by you, or that at least they haven't in the past. There have been a lot of highs and lows in the connection. I feel like there's also been a lack of consistency. Some of you are tired of the drama that comes along with this person. You may even feel like there were more lows than highs, or more bad than good. I don't feel like they're necessarily a bad person, but they have a lot of deep rooted trauma that caused them not to be able to be their authentic self. You triggered this person because you are authentic, you are genuine. Many of you don't hold back when it comes to love. So when you love someone, you love them fully, flaws and all, but there is a fine line there. I feel like you guys are making decisions now. You're making decisions now that also reflect your true self, okay? Decisions that reflect your worth, and you're not holding back at the expense of dimming your light for those around you. Give me more. I keep hearing unapologetic. All right, you have your worst. Wow. So this person knows that there were times when they brought out the worst in you. But the crazy thing is, they would pretend to be delusional. It's giving energy of this person having a lot of false beliefs, not just about you, but about themselves and maybe even the people around them. Yeah. For some of you, this person may have made it, they may have made it seem as though, how can I put this? They were trying to make it seem as though you were bringing up issues that didn't really exist. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. It's like this person expected you to operate out of delusion because that's the way that they operate. If you notice, the person here on this card, they're blindfolded. So, of course, they cannot see the truth. I feel like that's how this person wanted you to operate. It's like they did not want you to accept the reality of the experience that you were having. Mm, the experience you were having with them, to be exact. Some of you made this person face their shadow self. I feel like that may be why they would ignore you at times or why this person would become cold and distant. I feel like you held a mirror to them. And I want to say that came out in another reading that I did recently. For some of you, they would do things and you would end up getting out of character, or you would possibly even confront them about the things that they were doing, and they would make it seem as though you were the problem, like nothing was really going on, like you're making up things, or you're just being paranoid, delusional, insecure, something along those lines. But in reality, like I said, this person feels as though you are the best that they've ever had. At the top of the deck, you have fear. So this is kind of piggybacking off of the last reading that I did when I was telling you guys that this person operates a lot out of fear. You stirred up feelings within them that they've never experienced before. I also feel like it's hard for them to control their emotions, even though they come off really cold, indifferent, and nonchalant. So when certain feelings, deep feelings, started to surface, this person started to proceed with caution when it comes to the connection. And they may have even done things to sabotage, all out of fear and insecurity. This is pretty deep. Give me another card. All right, so you have selfish, and that card came out in reverse. Now, remember, this is how the person is truly feeling about you. They know that you're not selfish, you're very much selfless, okay? I feel like this person is fully aware that you made or you make them a priority. But because you would be flexible with them, and what I mean by that is, I feel like there were times that you didn't stand strong in your boundaries, or you may have allowed certain things that you normally wouldn't. You may have forgiven this person a little bit more than they deserve. And so it got to the point where they started to operate out of the energy of it's their way or the highway. This person may always come off as though they're right all the time, even when they know they're wrong. So they know that you're a generous, kind hearted person. with forgiveness being at the bottom of the deck. One thing that this person admires about you is that you're able to process pain in a way that they are not. Just to elaborate on that, with all that you went through with this person, many of you still persevered. You were still willing to forgive, maybe not forget, but you forgave them and you were able to move forward with the connection. But where they had you messed up at is that they would keep making the same mistakes. They would take your forgiveness for granted. This is someone who's complete opposite of that. They're unable to put the past behind them. They don't have a positive perspective like you do. The two of you are very different. They look at the glass as half empty, and you look at the glass as half full. So I feel like you were willing to forgive this person because you saw potential within them, and you may have felt as though one day they would be able to give you what it is that you deserved. You may have felt as though one day they would become their best self. All right. But when this person realized that you have the ability to process pain and still love unconditionally, still nurture, and still be kind hearted and graceful, they took that for granted. They took advantage of it. They may have even mistaken that for weakness, but forgiveness is definitely a strength. And in this day and age, it's almost like a superpower because you know a lot of people are not good when it comes to giving grace or being forgiving. With restraint being here, this person wishes that they would have done things differently with you. Okay. There's wishful thinking in regards to the past about how they handled you. This is someone who cannot always show restraint. Um, they're not always able to delay gratification. And that's them operating out of toxicity or out of devil energy. But see, you're the complete opposite. I feel like you showed a lot of restraint with this person, even though you were not getting gratification during certain times in the connection. You still tried to make things work with them. Mm. For some of you, this person has kept a lot of things in the dark. Okay, like I said before, one of the reasons why this person kept you in a vicious cycle is because they know that you have a forgiving heart. They know that you have a beautiful soul. And when they initially met you, they knew right away that you were really different. Okay. They may have tried to convince themselves that you were not being authentic because they're not used to experiencing anyone like you. So therefore, I feel like this person gaslighted themselves about you, or they forced themselves to believe that someone like you cannot be real. Therefore, their initial intention toward you may have been to deal with you short term, just to be able to say that they were able to get someone like you, just to be able to say that they were able to experience someone like you. But as the relationship progressed, they started to catch deep feelings. And when you started to how can I put this? When you started to inspire them to operate out of their best self, I feel like that also is something that consumed this person, but not in a good way. I feel like they were afraid of not being able to live up to their expectations or maybe even your expectations. It's like they knew that you were too good for them. Hmm. So, yeah, they saw it as something that The two of you would only have short term. Therefore, they put in very little effort. They didn't invest too much. They were lazy. I feel like they took little to no initiative. But as the relationship moved forward and the two of you fell in love with each other, I feel like you triggered self worth issues within them. Okay. Them feeling like they were not enough, them feeling as though you were settling for less. That's how this person felt because they look at you as someone who is above them, or they feel a bit inferior to you, all because you are so authentic, because you're able to show restraint, you're able to operate out of your best self. Because even at your worst, this person never had to second guess where they stood with you. The same reasons they fell in love with you, the same reasons they fell in love with you were the same reasons why they became fearful of you. Hmm. They've just never experienced anyone like you before. I feel like because they lack self worth, because this person is used to using people, things, um, maybe even objects as a way to fill a void or as a way to validate themselves, it contributed to their devious ways or their manipulative behavior. But all of that, it has absolutely nothing to do with you. Even if you would have done everything perfectly in the connection, I feel like this person would have still handled you in a reckless manner because of their distortion of the truth. You may have even noticed there were times when they would be passive aggressive towards you for no reason, for absolutely no reason, or they would project everything onto you. I feel like you triggered this person. You triggered them because they felt inadequate. Mm, wow. This person feels like when the two of you initially started dealing with each other and you were smitten with them, you saw the best in them, you saw potential within them, they feel as though you gave them a crown that they were not ready for. Yeah, they feel like you gave them um, a crown that they were not deserving of. But see, it's not because you're delusional, it's not because you're crazy, it's not because you were trying to change this person or anything like that. I mean, you did want them to be their best self, but you were not trying to change them only for your benefit. You really wanted this person to be their best self, and they're not used to that. They're not used to that. They're used to being the troublemaker, the troubled one, the problem child, the problematic individual. They're used to that. So when they encountered someone like you, they didn't know what to do with you. Mm. And see, the craziest part is they really could have just let you go. They could have let you gone on about your business if they would have been authentic and truthful. I feel like they led you on to an extent. This is someone who may not have shown you their true self right away. Of course, everyone puts on their best mask when they initially meet someone, and please don't get offended by that. What I'm saying is, for example, just like when you go on a job interview, I mean, you're going to put on your best mask. You're going to make sure that you give a good impression. That's what this person was doing. It's almost like they saw, it's almost like they operated like it was just a job interview or something. Like they were trying to sell themselves to you. They were not being genuine with you at all when they initially met you. I feel like the mask did eventually slip off for some of you sooner than others. But you operating out of your true self, even in the initial stages of the connection, I feel like it triggered this person because they realized that you were not pretending like them. You were your true, authentic self all along. Of course, you may have been a little bit more gentle in the initial stages of the connection, a little bit more soft spoken. Okay. They may not have known that. I mean, you can take it there too. You have some fire about you too. But you were authentic with your intentions. You were not holding yourself back from them the way that they were doing with you. And even when there were times that you did operate out of your worst, um, whether it was because you were being triggered or gaslighted, whatever you want to call it, gaslit, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Regardless of why you were doing it, I feel like you were still able to take accountability and know when you were wrong. You were still able to take accountability and accept the reality of who you were when you looked in the mirror. You how do you go from your worst self to your best self? You did the work. When you met them, you were not perfect and you didn't pretend to be. But I really feel like this person kind of pretended to be the perfect match for you. That's the difference. You didn't pretend to be perfect. You were your true, authentic self. You showed this person your worst at times. You may have showed them your jealous side. Some of you may have even showed this person your obsessive side. But you also showed them your selfless side. You showed them that you do have self control when you want to. You showed this person your forgiving side or graceful side. For some of you, this person, oh, this is going to sound crazy, but I see it, so I'm going to say it. This person may have been jealous of your innocence. Okay. And by innocence, I don't mean that you never did anything wrong and you were the perfect little angel. What I mean is you had a playfulness about you. Um, you were authentic, you were truthful, just like children, little children are. There's something very, I don't want to say childlike about you, but you have a childlike innocence about you. Like you really went into this connection expecting the best, to get the best out of it, but you didn't know what you were in for. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like many of the things that this person put you through, it was mainly because of their fear of not being good enough. There may have even been times when they were um, displaying irrational suspicion toward you. Like, for example, thinking that you're up to something when you're not, thinking that you're lying when you're not. I also feel like this person has the patience of a small child. Like, whatever they want it now. They're very impatient. I wouldn't be surprised if the connection moved along really quickly between the two of you. They may have encouraged you to fall in love with them, all to sabotage the connection. Some of you did grow impatient with this person though because of them being emotionally aloof or always making it seem as though there isn't a problem. They're just very avoidant. But at first sight, this person knew that there was something really special about you. That's why they didn't want you to get away. So they sold themselves to you. They sold themselves to you. It's almost like a kind of like a rotten apple, like a rotten caramel apple. It looks really good on the outside, but once you bite into it, ugh. Mm. Plus, like I said, remember this person has a really hard time showing restraint. So even if you don't see it, okay, they have a hard time showing restraint. So their intense desire to get to know more or to get to experience more of you, I feel like that also played a role in them keeping you in a vicious cycle. But they're missing you. If there's been a disconnect between the two of you, this person is missing you a lot. Nothing is the same without you. Okay. So if any of you have had a disconnect with this person, they definitely want to reconcile. They want to reconcile. At the top of the deck, you have acceptance. So when it comes to their feelings for you, they're viewing you as someone who accepted them fully or someone who loved them fully. You accepted the good and the bad that came along with this person, but you still expected growth. Yeah. I feel like there could have been a point in time when you looked at the connection as the differences between the two of you kind of balance each other out. But over time, you realize that those differences were actually causing barriers in the connection because you were wanting growth. Okay. You started to connect with your higher self. You were inspired to become better. And this is someone who's kind of stuck. So because they didn't feel good enough, or they felt like they were not able to grow, evolve, elevate, and meet you, I feel like they ended up sabotaging the connection instead. They ended up trying to make it seem as though whatever you were giving was not enough. When in reality, they were just projecting how they felt about themselves onto you. So this is someone who projects a lot. Oh, my goodness. So yeah, this person, they know that you're authentic. Okay. I don't feel like you ever I don't feel like you really wore a mask when you initially met them, but I do feel like you put on your best approach. Um, and that's something that many people do. I do feel like you were a lot more gentle, a lot more soft spoken. It doesn't mean that you were a doormat. I just feel like you allowed this person access to the innocence that you embody, meaning you would give them benefit of doubt, meaning you would give them forgiveness, meaning you would give this person parts of you or access to parts of you that they may have been a little bit undeserving of. But yeah, you've definitely learned a lot of lessons. Like I said before, this person is desiring you sexually. It's coming out like they could be doing some little self pleasure things. Um, Also, keep in mind that if you were to connect with this person in the future, they may make every meeting into something sexual. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Like, if they were to want to meet up with you, they may want to act out some of those sexual fantasies that they've been having because they sexualize fan they fantasize about you sexually a lot. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it there. But yeah, they know that you're a beautiful person inside and out. This reading confirms that. but they projected a lot of things onto you because of their own insecurities and their own faults. So it's almost like they kind of wanted to bring you down to size so you wouldn't see yourself as being too good for them, even though that's how they saw you all along. But this is someone who's missing you. Days are not the same without you. Even if the two of you are still connecting with each other somewhat, even if it's loosely, nothing's the same without you. Okay, that's why they want you so badly, or they would like to reconnect with you so badly. But it's going to be important for you to make sure that you make decisions that are of your highest good. Don't allow anyone to come in with very little effort or giving you short-term energy. Don't allow them to do that to you. It's going to be important for you to draw a line, okay? Draw a line. Mm. Yeah, there's something about you that they can't get from anyone else. That's why they're still so attached to you. Also, keep in mind that if you know this person is involved with someone else, they may come in trying to hook up with you on the low, or they may want the two of you to still deal with each other in some way. So just keep that in mind as well. But your boundaries are going to be really important through at this point in time. And it's going to be important for you to operate out of your authentic best self. If this person cannot elevate to meet you, if they cannot put in the work, put in the effort, then they don't deserve full access to you. That's all it is to it. There has to be a stopping point or some type of standard that's set with them, because if not, they'll try and consume you. All right. And so that is your reading, everyone. If you guys resonated with this or if you liked this reading, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you as a part of the Mystic family. I love each and every one of you guys so, so much. You take care. Be safe. Until next time, bye.